All right, no filter MMA family. Welcome back. This is your boy BJ back with another live stream, guys. I told you that today I will be joined by Contenders featherweight contender Richard Mearns. He's returning to No Filter MMA to discuss his upcoming bout. Um, it's a huge bout. It's a huge historical thing going on for Contenders over in the UK, man. It's really putting Contenders on the map. I want to hear you talk about it, man. How this fight come about?
Well, okay. First of all, I'm just gonna have to apologize because I'm still rocking the quarantine cut. Yeah, the barbershops have opened now, but I thought get a haircut now, or I'll do it the week of the fight. So I'll carry on.
I know. I saw Tom. I saw Tom with the whole caveman.
Yeah, I like it, man. It was a strong look. Like, it was the good thing about lockdown was just like seeing Tom like full beard, hair wild. It's just like just not like 24/7, not giving a fuck, and it showed. And it was a strong look. The look said like, I don't give a fuck, and I was like, I like it, Tom. I like it. But when you got I can see your beard game strong at the moment. I was like,
you know,
it's like if you're gonna rock a beard, man, it's like it's extra responsibility, man. You got to maintain that. So it's like, you take it, and it was just wild,
the daily
man.
Thing. It's a daily thing. Shout out to Scott Butters in the comment section. What's up, man? He gives a shout out to everybody. Superman, of course, watching. Thanks. So yeah, man. I like the quarantine cut, man. It's a different Richard, man. It's a different Richard. I like it.
I look like one of the Beatles or something. Forget that little bowl cut type thing going on.
Oh yeah.
But now,
so how's quarantine in the UK?
So like, it's sort of been lifted now, but not fully. So like, typical British priorities, it seems. So the pubs are open, but the gyms aren't. Everyone's kicking off about it. So I'm like, what? So we can go destroy our immune system in the pubs, but we can't get to training. Like, so yeah, still no training. Like, well, of course I'm getting my training in, but so gyms aren't open to the public. The pubs are. They did start locking down individual cities, like Leicester went into a lockdown after our lockdown. The nationwide lockdown got lifted, and they started putting a few cities into lockdown. I was just like, it's a weird time, man. Really weird. But yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So but, it looks like since quarantine, man, you've doubled, man. You've changed career paths. It looked like it's like you went from being a fighter to now you're a chef, man. You're making these beautiful meals and posting them on social media, man. What's up with that?
Yeah, mate. That's literally my second passion. Is cooking. I love it. But so like, I guess sort of during lockdown, like I didn't want to put on weight, so I kept like training, running, weightlifting. But I thought, I'm not going into any fights anytime soon. Like I'm start indulging in the cooking, man, and practicing my moussaka recipe. I've got it on point. Like I don't know, I love cooking. Like it's the same as training, Like you prepare a nice dish, you kind of got you get a sense of achievement after it. Do you know what I mean? And like eating is one of the basic things you do every single day. You do it every day. So like, in my opinion, to eat good is to live good. 100%.
Right.
So I spend good money on what I eat, and it's just like just basic necessity. So do it good. But so reason I'll be fighting at lightweight. For the first time back after quarantine. If quarantine was any longer, I'd probably be fighting at middleweight. But yeah, we'll go for lightweight, and I'm always strong at lightweight. It's an easy cut for me. And I think with all the bullshit that's been going on right now, with the lockdowns, the sort of health scares, all that stuff, I was like, if I'm going to get prepared for a fight, I want to just focus on the fight, not on my diet, not on like... So, when I fight at featherweight, sometimes I might get to the fight and I'm actually too fatigued from all the road work, like, because the road work is how I drop the weight. When when I fought Scott Butters last, man, I was running that final week. It's cutting it final in that weight, man. So I was just running mad miles every day, and I was a little bit concerned. I was like, "Fuck! If I keep going with this, my legs would just be destroyed for the fight." But I'm a strong runner. But so when I fight at lightweight, I can get to the gym and like really focus on rehearsing good techniques, drilling, good sparring rounds where I'm not fatigued. Like, so I fight at featherweight and I might be fatigued from because I'm eating less calories, and then people just pinging my head off with like shots and that because I'm just fatigued. So I really like fighting at lightweight. I will be making the move back down to featherweight, but with these strange times, I'm like, right, I want to just focus on the fight, not focus on some mad diet, and do it. We'll get back to lightweight.
Let me ask you this then. I mean, okay, so tell me, since now that you fought, you had a big fight at featherweight, you've had multiple fights at lightweight. Which one do you feel better, faster, stronger? Because I mean, to be honest, you look better, faster, stronger at featherweight. But how do you feel at featherweight versus lightweight?
I'm definitely stronger at featherweight. Because that is my correct weight category. So when I'm at lightweight, like effectively I'm actually stronger at lightweight, but my opponents who have done much larger cuts, and providing they've done the cut right, they've got a big weight advantage on me. So like I fought Terry Doyle at lightweight, and man, like them punches felt totally different from any featherweight punch. I know Terry Doyle's capable of making featherweight as well, but he come in that fight and he was heavy, man, and the punches felt heavy. So it's interesting. Like featherweight is the category I know I need to be at. It's difficult because I work a full-time job. I'm teaching as well. Like today I've been fucking grafting. I've been laboring all day just on a work site, digging up stuff and ripping down the conservatory, and then I got home, shoved some food down my face, good food, homemade curry, and then I had like 1 hour just to get some zen, and then I had to be back out the door, and I was teaching, but teaching's great because when I teach I also rehearse my techniques, and I kind of drill with my students, so teaching is pretty good. But I was talking about my weight cuts. Yeah, so when I'm fighting at lightweight, I've got more energy to do all these things. Featherweight, I think if I keep going with success, and if I could get to a point where martial arts is a full-time occupation for me, the featherweight cut would be no problem. Because when you're working long hours, you got to eat on the go sometimes. Sometimes you got to nip to the shop for your lunch, and they might not have great choices. There've been times fighting at featherweight and I've been so hungry, and I'll go to the shop like I need some like food, but I need some nutrition, and it's just the shops are selling junk. I'm like, oh shit, I need some food. So then I'll just have to settle for a bag of peanuts, because it's packed full of protein. And I was trying the ketogenic thing for weight cuts to featherweight, but I won't be going with that much longer. I think I don't like a diet that restricts what you can eat, So yeah.
For sure, yeah. So you just feel more comfortable, as the way things are now with working a full-time job. You just feel you feel more comfortable at the 155 pounds, right?
Oh yeah. For now,
yeah,
much better. I'll be going back to featherweight for sure. It's like it was a case of like lockdown got lifted, and the Contenders show was originally set for. I just got it here. It was going to be in Peterborough, which is another city in the UK, and it was going to be. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to look for the date here. It was literally the Monday before, so it's going to be on the 17th now. 1 moment. So yeah, it's going to be on the 10th initially. So when it was for the 10th, I was like, that's not enough time for me to cut to the featherweight, so I'll go for a lightweight fight. Yeah, and I packed it on. No, I didn't get fat in lockdown, but like I got. You're gonna see stronger, Mearns, for sure. I've been more powerful. Like there's gains been made during lockdown.
Yeah. Well, yeah, man, that's good, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So this is a very huge event, of course. Because of COVID, because of COVID and everything, we had
Mm.
to, contenders had to postpone the event, the American event.
Yeah, man.
So which is a bummer, man, because I had plane
Yeah.
ticket bought, I had hotel bought, like I
Yeah.
was good, man. I was totally good.
Oh no,
Um,
man.
yeah, man. But this is a historical event that you guys are doing for the MMA
Yeah.
world. First
Yeah.
drive-in event, like no one's ever done that.
No.
So how does it feel to be a part of something like that?
It feels great. One, I'm pretty very sure is not only is it like historical because of the drive-through aspect, it's the first MMA show back in the UK.
Yeah.
Like UFC have been running shows, in America now in Yas Island, but there's been no MMA in the UK whatsoever. So it's going to be the first MMA show back. So that's a big deal. And not only is it the first MMA show back, it's the first sports fixture at all that's going to have a live audience there. Because, football's back. Football come back like a few months back. But there's no crowd spectating for the football. So,
Right.
yeah, it's good. So it's going to be the first sports fixture with an audience that can attend. So it's big. And it's like, it's a step towards normality, Sports is better when the crowd is there. Like, I vibe off the crowd when I'm fighting. I feel that energy from them. And it just makes it so much more exciting. So I've been watching the UFC with the behind closed door events. It's quite cool. It's a little bit eerie. But I think performing in front of a crowd just feels better. You feel more appreciated as an athlete.
Right. Yeah, I was gonna say, man, like, cause the crowd gets you hype.
Oh, yeah.
Mean, it gets us. I'm part of the crowd, and we get hype. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, that's pretty awesome, man. I'm glad this is going down. So is this going to be like an outdoors thing?
Yes. So I'm trying to think if I can. I'm trying to get the venue up in front of me. I've not actually checked out the venue yet to see how big it is, but I spoke to Nick Aspden, who's one of the directors. You got Nick and Steve, both top lads, might I say. But I spoke to Nick, and I was saying, so what's the capacity of this show? And he says, oh, we could get about 400 cars into this venue. So I'm like, geez, that's big. That's pretty big. Like outdoor cinemas aren't really a thing in the UK because we've got shit weather quite often. It's raining a lot here. But so yeah, it says they can get 400 cars in there. So imagine they're going to be seated around the cage, all around, and then you're going to have large screens above the cage so that everyone spectating can get a view. Because if you're in the back seats, it's going to be a little bit difficult. They're going to be serving food and drinks. So I don't know how that's going to work. If it's going to be waitering service or if you're going to like dial in for food. But the commentary, so you can tune into the live commentary on the radio, if you know what I mean. So they'll give you a radio frequency to dial in. So then you can get the commentators coming through your speakers whilst you're watching the fights, which is something you don't actually get when you're watching in the regular audience, at the Epic Studios where they used to host a fight. You don't get the commentary, you just get the fights. You get commentary only if you're watching online or TV. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, so, it's going to be interesting.
So as far as like weather, you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as, if it's going to be too cold or be too hot or whatever, how are you guys going to deal with that? Like, that's my biggest question is like, if it starts, piss pouring rain or if it starts, what's the deal?
Yeah. So I don't think rain will be an issue. So there will be, the canvas is obviously going to be covered with some kind of marquee or something. So rain won't be an issue. And if it's cold, it's cold. If it's hot, it's hot. Like, when I fought Terry Doyle, that was like the hottest day of the year, man. Like I was pretty much dehydrated going into the fight. Oh man, I had such a concussion after. And like I didn't go for the takedowns in that fight because it was so hot. I was so sweaty. I thought I'd slip going for a shoot. And when you're a fighter, you just got to improvise. The cold won't bother me. Like I spent many years playing rugby. You play rugby outdoors throughout the winter, and you get used to the sting. But it won't be cold. It's been a pretty warm summer so far in the UK. It's been raining a little bit recently, but the weather's actually been good. So if it keeps up the way, it's not going to be an issue. But I like it.
I know you said once in a previous interview that we done that you rather enjoy going out and running when it's cold because you enjoy the sting in your throat. And I'm like, this man is a madman.
Yeah. Yeah.
No way.
I like running in the mad heat because you just sweat buckets and then you get rid of all the toxins and that. So like, you got to learn to deal with nature in a sense. I'm still sticking with my Wim Hof training. So I do sort of breath work with a man called Dan Beckett. So I don't know if you heard of Wim Hof.
Yes.
On Joe Rogan podcasts on loads of platforms. But
you gave us a whole thing on it last interview. Oh yes.
So like that guy can deal with extreme colds, but this is like moving away from the MMA. But it's like people got to learn to deal with the outdoors a little bit better. I think as we become such indoor creatures, we don't cope with the cold. We don't cope with the heat. We need our aircon to monitor the temperatures for us, and it's becoming a forgotten skill to maintain homeostasis within the body, if you know what I mean. So that's your body's internal temperature, So it's getting us in touch with that. So I'm prepared for the cold if it's going to be cold that night. I'll do the drive-through show in the winter, no problem.
Okay.
Just the punch and sting when it's cold. Yeah.
So pretty much what Richard is saying is it don't matter what's going on. If you step into a cage with him, he's gonna kick your ass.
Yeah. Gotta get the job done, man.
Oh yeah. So let's talk about Stefano Catacoli, man. I'm gonna tell you kind of what I got from the footage that I watched from him. It's like he's very content with fighting off of his back, trying to fish for like submissions and stuff like that. And he's not. He's when it comes to him on the feet, it's like his striking. He like I don't want to sit here and talk as if I'm a guru, but I'm just telling you what I've seen.
Yeah.
It just looks as if like he doesn't commit to the punches. He doesn't commit and doesn't throw with a lot of meaning when he's striking. It just looks like he likes to just go wherever the fight goes. You know what I'm saying? And and I'm thinking in a matchup with you, you commit to everything that you throw. You know what I'm saying? Like everything that you don't throw feelers or touchy jabs and stuff. Like your jabs are very stiff, very powerful jabs. Your hooks are very powerful. Your leg kicks are very powerful. Your takedowns are very explosive. Like, how do you assess him as an opponent?
Yeah. So it's interesting. So I can't give too much detail away because
of course
I would explain his weaknesses, but it gives him some time to work on them. Do you know what I mean? So, but he's a good fighter. He's a good athlete. And yeah, no, he's what's really good about him is that he throws like a diverse range of strikes. He's got a great up kick, comes straight through the middle. He'll throw head kicks, throw leg kicks. And like he's sort of more longer ranged than I am, so his boxing's good. But I'm not gonna pick apart the weaknesses. So what I do is I'll tell you what the weaknesses are after the fight. Okay. You can see how I expose them.
Yes.
But he's a true athlete, and it's a tough fight because I've seen him. I watched his fights, not all of them. I've got to do more studying, but I've seen him be in a spot of bother. Like I've seen him been in an armbar and I'm like, ooh, he's not tapping. Like he's not the kind of guy that's gonna tap. Like he will fight and fight and fight until he finds a way out. Do you know what I mean? He'll play the risky game. So I know a great gas tank is going to be needed for this guy because he's going to be fit round 1, 2, and 3. I'm expecting he's going to be completely evolved as a fighter because I personally think. Just because I know what kind of people fighters are, they've all used this lockdown as an opportunity, They've all used the extra time to sort of expand their knowledge, to drill more techniques, and quite often, sometimes a break away from the sport often does do you good. I've always said, like, if you think of this analogy, when you download new software onto a computer, you then have to reboot the computer so that it syncs, it starts working properly. I noticed this for myself. I was turning up to training every night, and I was absolutely exhausted because I just worked, trained, always tired, always. And then, so I'm watching Danny Batten as my head coach at BSD. He'll go through the techniques, and it's like really in-depth stuff. You know, he breaks it down to the finest details. But I just felt like I wasn't getting much better. And then I find I take a break from training, and I come back, and I start pulling off new techniques, new submissions when I'm rolling, and I'm like, weren't doing this a few weeks back. And I think it's just that little bit of break helps. Yeah, having that little bit of time off helps my brain kind of compartmentalize the memories of when I'm being shown the instructions, and then it just syncs better. So I personally think I'm training for a new and improved Stefano Catacoli, because I know he will be working hard during lockdown, and I've seen he's doing some sparring rounds with some good guys, so he's going to be ready. But
well, he's gonna have to be ready, man. I mean,
oh yeah,
I'm to be honest with you, he's gonna have to be ready because, I mean, there's a lot of factors here that he's gonna be dealing with coming into a fight with you. You know, you have pressure. You know what I'm saying? The pressure is one thing, man. Like, you know, and I always point that out when I'm, you know, talking about a fight with you or your brother, is the pressure that you guys put on your opponents, man. Like, you guys come straight at it and you stay in your opponent's face. You guys like to fight in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Throw those big shots. You know, throw those big shots. You know, and he's to me, he tends to look very lazy in his fights, man. And I'm not coming. He does a lot of good things. You know what I'm saying? He does. He throws, like you said, a lot of diverse strikes. He's very durable. He's very flexible. He throws. He fires kicks without any kind of wind up. They no telegraphing. They just fire. You know, and I noticed that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like the pace that he fights at, I'm not sure if he can keep up with the pace that you and your brothers set at each other. You guys set a pace so high right out the bat.
I'm definitely going to upset his rhythm. Rhythm's an important thing in a fight. And then if you can take your opponent out of their rhythm, you know, can get them to panic a bit. So I know what you mean when you say he's a little bit lazy. I think that's, well, not that it's lazy, but he's trying to, he fights in a very relaxed state. I've watched his fights. He doesn't seem nervous at all. And I think because he's so relaxed, that's, like, I was watching the fights, he throws the head kicks up really quick. And I think he's just trying to make sure there's no tension in the body. You know, tension in the body is not a good thing when you're fighting. It's something I still got to work on. Sometimes I feel my shoulders so bunched up, or I might have stiff back and that. And like, it's just about getting fully relaxed so that your body can just respond quicker. So, yeah, I think he's just trying to stay relaxed. So all of his shots feel sharp. But I'll get him into spots and I'll make sure he can't relax. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I won't say too much as to what the strategy is. You know, I tend not to have. I don't really ever have like a proper blueprint when I go into the fights. I kind of let it unfold in front of me. Because you don't know what improvements they've made in training, how different they're going to be. So I kind of just got my bread and butter moves, and then what happens in the fight, you know, it will depend on what I do. You know, so the way I like to think is that my opponents generally would choose, not knowingly, but they would choose how they're going to lose, because I'll capitalize on wherever they want to go. You know, I'm comfortable on the striking. I'm very dangerous on the striking, and very comfortable on the ground. Got a lot of passion for the jiu-jitsu. So wherever it goes, I'm happy to fight on the feet, on the ground. If I'm not comfortable in a certain situation, I've got the skill set to change the fight and to put it back in my game.
Yep. And we saw that in the Scott Butters fight. That fight went to the ground and back to the feet. And in both situations, you followed the basics. You reset. You went back to what you knew you had to do in each position, and it was a dominating fight.
Predominantly was a ground fight. because I saw most danger was going to come from him on the feet. And then after round one, like usually you sort of feel him out a bit in round one, but I just dominated round one. I was trying to see if I could get a finish. I didn't want to force it. Like Scott didn't give me any opportunity to finish in round one. But like, so then when I'm coming out for round two, I'm like, okay, well, round one went perfect. No need to change up the game plan. We're going back to the ground, and that's what I did in the second. So similar sort of style in this fight. We'll see how it plays out, and then I will make the adjustments round by round.
Well, he seems to be. Well, of course, you know, this is nothing new to you or your brother. You guys are always at a size disadvantage, I feel, in a lot of your fight. I wanted to make note, I was actually surprised at the size difference in the Scott Butters fight. I thought it would be a lot. I thought Scott would be much bigger than you at 145 pounds. But when you guys, when you guys weighed in and sized up, you guys look very close in size.
We are very close in size, and I'd say, like, other than height, I'm probably bigger than Scott. I think out of camp, I definitely would weigh more than him because I'm quite heavy set. And personally, I think the reason why you would have assumed that Scott would be bigger is because he'd been fighting at lightweight for so long. And personally, he should have made the cut to featherweight, perhaps on his professional debut. I don't think Scott should have been fighting professionally at lightweight.
He was outsized a lot. He was outsized a lot.
Like the Craig Edwards fight is just, the guy's just too big. And it's like when you got professional fighters, this is why the weight cut game is such bullshit in MMA. It's so hard. We've got to do it though, because all these professional fighters are so talented and so good at what they do that just the tiniest advantage will make all the difference, So you put so you got Scott's very talented, so is Craig, and then what's going to set them apart is going to be strength and power, and that's what happened in that fight. So yeah, he's a featherweight fighter and shouldn't have been fighting at lightweight, but so like I fight at lightweight too, but I've got to calculate the risk when I do it. And Stefano Catacoli is going to have definitely going to have a big range advantage on me, and height. But I've seen he's capable of making featherweight as well. So I know he's not like I won't go into them fights. If I'm fighting a lightweight, I'm not going to fight a lightweight that's also fought at welterweight.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because then they're at the very top end scale of lightweight. I'm at the bottom end scale of lightweight because I'm a featherweight lightweight. Comfortable at both.
Right.
So yeah, just got to calculate
Scott,
the risks.
We have a comment from Scott Butters. He says he upset my rhythm, made me overcommit with the right hand, and ducked under for the takedown. It was lovely.
Oh yeah. Round two. I think he's talking about that was. So yes, Scott. The issues with Scott was going to be striking. I knew that he's got good range. I see him knock that guy out clean with an uppercut. Just nice.
Yeah, he did.
Nice looping uppercut. He dropped it right to his hip and woof.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I can't do them techniques because I got to get here.
Exactly. Right.
I got a Tyson box, but he threw that nice loop in like a ball on a chain uppercut, put that Frenchman on his back, and I thought, right, so that's where I see his weapons are. I know he can grapple well, but his submissions come from underneath, like guillotines and that, and I'm very top heavy, so I was like grappling route. And the takedown he's talking about is where I went single leg. I knew the fence was behind him, so I picked up the single leg. It's hard to explain the techniques so well, but
it's all right, man. Go ahead.
And the leg that I picked up, I ran it to the opposite leg. So I don't know. It's like I don't know if you can see my fingers. No, anyway. So you grab the lead leg and you run it to the other side of the back leg until he hits the fence. Then he has to go down. So yeah, it's you know what? I'll do a little tutorial with Tom, and I'll put that up. You guys can see what I mean. But it's quite because takedowns can be very forceful and can cost lots of energy. But if you do strategical takedowns, coming like ducking under a punch, and you use the momentum against them, you spend no energy. I'll show you what I mean with that. I'll do a video.
So now when it comes to Stefano Catacoli, let me ask you this question. You know, as far as takedown defense, you know, and you say that you're expecting a much better version of this guy. If this guy is able, you know what I'm saying? I mean, if he stuffs the if he stuffs the takedown, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, do you think his takedown defense is going to be any kind of a barrier in the way of you doing what you want to do? Because as he progressed further in his amateur career, his takedown defense got better. Go ahead.
I'm expecting it to be good, and I don't need to take him down. That's plain and simple. So I'll just see how it unfolds. You know, I can link takedowns together. Like, I don't have just one way of taking someone down. So I've got many ways. So like, he might be able to stuff my double leg. So typically they're going to expect me to go for a single leg, a double leg. I've got throws too. So, you know, if he wants to clinch up with me, thinks he might be able to do well in the tie clinch, so I might be able to take him down from there. I might take him down against from. I got the wall wrestling on the fence. Like, I've got many ways to take him down. So, you know, all it's going to mean, if he stuffs the takedown and he's doing really well, it's just going to mean adjustments. But I'll strike with him. I don't need to take him down. I won't need to.
And he's got really long knees, really long legs as well. And as you brought up the tie clinch, he works that tie clinch very well. Like, that's one of the things that I actually wrote down for him. You know, when he gets you in that clinch, he works that clinch very well. And that's, I mean, that's where his size could be an advantage for him.
Yeah. It'd be hard to know how much, because like we fought on the same show actually. When I fought on
Killer Cam, right?
Yes, Killer Cam. I fought that Jordan Dorval, whatever his name is. And he was on the undercard then, fighting an amateur. So I recognized him. I didn't, because like I wasn't really watching the amateur circuit back then. I was only watching the pros. So I remember seeing him at the weigh-ins. I'm not sure how much the size difference is going to be, and I won't know until we square off at the weigh-ins on the 16th. But it's no problem. Like, if I'm fighting a shorter person, then the shorter person's giving me a whole nother bag of problems to think about. It just doesn't bother me, you know. Every body type in MMA has a different set of disadvantages and a different set of advantages, you know. You look at Mike Tyson, like, you know, he was the best heavyweight of all time. And, well, I don't know, one of them, you got Muhammad Ali and so many greats. But Mike Tyson was the top of his game, and he was a tiny heavyweight, tiny. But he made the right adjustments. So it didn't matter, you know. So it's who has the best strategy on the day. That's all that will matter.
Well, this is a huge fight for, you know, it's a big fight for you too. But this is a bigger fight. This is a bigger fight for him because, you know, I'm sure he's looking for names. He's looking for names on the circuit over in the UK. The Mearns brothers, you know, definitely, you guys have earned your reputation. You guys have earned, you know, your spot at the top of the MMA guys from the UK. And, you know, if he wins this fight, he has more to win from this fight. If you lose this fight, it's going to look worse on you losing this fight than it is for him. Is that pressure affecting you in any kind of way?
Not really, no. Because I'm just looking, it's just another fight. It's just another fight, and I've got to get through him and keep going, you know. And I know what you mean. So it's early days in his professional career, and he's looking to pinch some status off of me. That's what he wants. So I won't let him have it. And that's what makes sports exciting. It's drama. I'm putting something on the line here. I'm risking something. I'm putting myself out there. And, you know, am I going to let this guy take my status from me? No. But that's the risk. So that's why I fight hard.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I like that, bro. I like that, man. That's a risky fight. So you win this fight. Let's say hypothetically, you win this fight, Richard. What's next for Richard Mearns? Like, because I mean,
Con-
you've put together a nice little streak here, Richard. Man, you got a nice little streak going here, man.
Um, Next is Contenders Florida. Yes,
Okay,
that's it.
all right.
So the promoters at Contenders, they're grafters, and they're still going to put this thing on. It kind of depends on the climate of the world with this COVID bullshit. I think it's
Yeah.
bullshit. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know what to think.
Hey,
I
it
don't
is
watch
what
the
it is.
news. I don't watch the news. But anyway, so basically, in February, the fighters got our medicals done, um, and we got our Florida boxing licenses sorted. So basically, the promotion wants to get us out there before the boxing license expires. Otherwise, they're going to have to go through all the hassle of applying
Again,
for our licenses again and getting
yep.
our medicals done. So we've got to get our eyes done, our blood work done, things like that. So we did that in February. It's all good, all clear. So we were ready to go in April. And what I've been told is they want to do Florida in 2020. So who knows? It all depends. Nothing can be confirmed until this show's done. But they're doing big things, Contenders.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
also talks about doing a show in Turkey. So
Oh,
that's going
that'd
to be
be
good,
nice, man. That'd be
Um, yeah, it's like, I fight for experience. I fight to make these memories, and to sort of look back and sort of, I'll be a man who's faced his fears. And to fight abroad is just a whole nother experience. It makes it a lot more worthwhile, I think. So
yeah.
super keen
I
to
feel
get out
like
to
it's
Florida
time,
and
though,
finally
Richard.
meet him.
I
Say
feel
again?
like it's time for you. I feel like it's time for you to start fighting for some kind of a belt, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh
yeah, like I feel it coming.
well, I'll win this fight and I'll demand it.
Yeah,
You know.
man.
So yeah.
Who's who's the champion over there right now?
I was about to say. I think it's vacant. So
Oh, really?
yeah. I got a picture on my I was going to show you. I got a little picture on my phone, but I'm talking to you on my phone, so I can't show you.
It's okay, man. It's
But
okay.
I've got the Contenders belt as my screensaver. It's a pretty belt, and it's So my brother was the Contenders European champion. So he fought a lot of talent from like Norway. He fought talent from Italy. Around the Europe, and they will come into Norwich. So they'll come in overseas to fight on our grounds. And now Contenders is truly going global. We got the show in Florida, which unfortunately got cancelled because of COVID, but it's going to go ahead this year. And then they're going to reach out and do a show in Turkey as well. So it's going to be an international title. So yeah, I'm going for that belt. I'm going for lightweight and featherweight champion. I want to be.
Oh,
I want to be.
champ.
Yeah. Contenders champ status. Like that's what I
Yeah.
want. Really is. Yeah, and that's what I'm going for. So we'll see. But like I can't dwell on that too much. I've got to focus on the current goal ahead, which is Stefano. So yeah, but that's what's next. Win this fight, and then Florida. I don't know when the Turkey card's going to be, but it's in the pipeline. I can't say much about that, but I'm excited. This show is going to be a little slice of sporting history, so that's what I'm going to be a
Yeah.
part of.
Yeah.
And it's going to be good memories.
Well, man, you have the tenacity, man. You have the tenacity. You have the work ethic. You have the skill set. You have everything it takes to get to that champ status, man. I'd love to see you with two belts around your waist, man. That'd be the highlight of me. One of the highlights of me doing this podcast, man, is seeing you grow from where you were when we first started to where you are now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's great to see that.
I want to give a quick little shout out actually, because I think it's important. So I was at Contenders at the show in February, and then that's where I met a lot of the team UK. So this is the team that was going out to Florida. You can see there's pictures of us all together. We're signing the contracts.
Yes.
It was a done deal. You'll see the man standing to my left. Yep, the man standing on my left. So Jay Shepherd. He was, well, technically still is I think he was the Contenders welterweight champion. He fought that night. He fought a really great fight against quite an experienced fighter. Just bear me one moment. I'm just going to bring up Tapology.
Oh, you good, man? Do your thing, bro. I got all day.
No. So basically, I was dead excited for. One moment.
Do your thing, man.
Anyway, yeah. So dead excited for Contenders Florida. To make new memories, meet new people, and I was excited to be going out with the team. And I can't list off the full team from the top of my head, but we had like the likes of Alex Montanaghi. We had the Basharat brothers, extremely talented, and then Jeru Shepherd was also supposed to be representing Team UK in Florida, but I just want to give him a shout out. He passed away on his 30th birthday, so I felt sad about that because I was looking forward to getting to know him better. I spoke to him in February, and I just thought, he seemed like a great guy with a good heart, and he fought a great fight, and he was making really positive changes with his life through MMA. And so I just want to give a shout out to him. He lost his life on his 30th birthday. It's really sad.
So
I just want to shout out to his family, and I hope they're doing well. It's an absolute tragedy.
I saw that. Saw that on the website on Contenders Facebook page.
But no, it's just a shame because you would have met the guy because you was going to do press at Florida, weren't you? And so you've been denied of meeting a great man, and it's just a real tragedy. So just rest in peace to him, and going forward with Florida, we'll do him some justice. We'll represent Team UK well.
For sure. So man, tell me, Richard, have you done anything different? You lead into this fight. Have you done anything different training? I know you don't really deviate that much from what you do. You stick to your basics. You stick to what works for you. Just kind of walk us through the training for this fight, especially after you heard who your opponent was.
Yeah. So lockdown was obviously a huge challenge to begin with. So the gyms were closed. Couldn't really do my usual training, but I still leveled up. So basically, I was doing a lot of cycling and running just to stay fit. But when I fight on the 17th, I'm going to show you what improvisations I made, and I've changed a few things. It's going to be different. So I was working with my brother mostly, just doing pads. Not that much pad work. We don't really go too hard because I punch so hard, and he's got his damn elbow that he can't.
Oh boy!
But if you do pads, it buggers up your elbows. You feel it, man, and because he's got surgery. Okay. So when I throw the hook, he's got a So anyway, so I was doing pad work with him, but Tom's been doing a lot of studying, and the guy never stops. And we're working on a few new things. So, I'll show you when the time comes. But recently I've been able to get my training back to normal. So I just got a good team behind me. That's my coach, Raymond Poole. Keeps me on my toes. He stops me from being a lazy ass. And I've been getting some good sparring rounds with the likes of Jordan Fosenik, Raymond, my brother, Nick Hayes, who's also going to be fighting on the card at amateur, and my other training partner, Asan Ahmed, or Asan Pengali, is what he calls himself now. So, two amateurs on the card. So they're getting ready for the fights. I'm getting ready too. So it's nice to have a shared focus with some teammates, So I've got some teammates that are working towards this as well. So we're getting fit together and we're getting strong together.
Well, I know your brother has. I know Tom has suffered a couple of losses here recently in his last couple of fights. I haven't had a chance to talk to Tom in a while, but how is Tom? How has he bounced back? How is he, prepared to not have those things happen again?
Yeah, you know what? Tom's the best he's ever been. I really feel it. I think the lockdown was good because it forced him to have a break. Because I know what Tom was like. When he lost to Steve Hooper, he kind of was able to sort of just put it behind him. Do you know what I mean? Like losing in this sport really hurts bad, man. It's like every sportsman has to lose. But losing a game of football, it don't feel the same as losing a fight. It really wounds you quite psychologically and everything. But after the Stephen Hooper fight, which Tom was winning, he was dominating, and then he just fell into a triangle. The guy's got a really good triangle. It's just a split-second loss of concentration, and boom, fight's done. But I looked at him after the fight, and he was just like, "Fuck it." That was it. He's like, "Oh, that was annoying," but it was not. There was no long-lasting emotional trauma from it. Do you know what I mean? Like he's managed to put it all behind him, and the lockdown was good because I know what he's like. And after losing that fight, he's just like, Cage Warriors have got another card next month. I can get on it. I might see if I can fight. And was like, no. You need to iron out some flaws in your game. And before Tom lost to Aiden Lee, I truly believed and I still do, just like his body isn't carrying him there at the moment, but one of the best in the UK. So exceptional. And then he took one loss, and we think that's where he fractured his arm. Then he lost to Mike Ekindeo, who was getting his ass whooped by Tom. Mike didn't beat Tom. God stopped him, effectively. The arm just fell off.
Right.
Then he come back, smashed his debut, his comeback fight. And then after winning his comeback fight, his headspace wasn't 100% right. He was trying to make up for lost time, because with the extent of the injury that he had, it was like a year and a half out, nearly 2, but a full year and a half. And when you're in your 20s, you lose a year and a half of your life competing. Man, the whole game changes. And so he was trying to make up for lost time. So he rushed into the fight in Bellator. And, when he fought on Cage Warriors, when he had his comeback fight, he was still rehabilitating. It wasn't a smart idea. But I didn't stop him, because the motivation of having a fight got his ass off the couch and got him taking his rehab seriously, got him looking after his body again. Because when he was taken out of the sport, he was just like, what do I do? So he was trying to make up for lost time. And I think it's because if you look for his first loss, he was literally in Vegas, like 3 months before that, looking to go on the Ultimate Fighter season. We watched the Ultimate Fighter season, and I think he would have whooped every single guy there. I guarantee it. And then he comes back, has the injury, sets him back a whole year and a half, and then he starts chasing back lost time. And then lockdown happens, and Tom's focus still stays 100%, still tunnel visioned, and he looks like a machine right now. He looks the fittest I've seen him in a long time. And he's got a fight coming up on Cage Warriors now in September. It's a dangerous fight. When you think he's coming off a loss, it's not the fight maybe you should take. But either way, his motivations are right, and he's looking in incredible shape. So I think he's really put it all behind him now. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing that I really admire about you and your brother, man, that I 100% admire this, and it's that you guys are very self-aware. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys know, like you guys are in tune with yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like you're very like the mental side of it is, I can tell that you particularly invest a lot of time mentally into this fight game. You know what I'm saying? Because you tell me that you like to go on long runs, you like to feel, you like to feel the sting, you like to feel the heat, you like to, those are like meditations for you. You know what I'm saying? And it shows, man. It shows that, because you don't, like in a fight, man, like you don't break, bro. You can get hit with you get hit with stuff, man, and you just don't break. You just keep coming forward. That's a really admirable trait, man. Very
Oh,
admirable.
thank you. But yeah, that's martial arts. It's not martial arts is not just about flexing your muscles
Right.
and learning how to beat someone up. It's like I kind of consider like martial arts as how I conduct myself in the world every day. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So what is martial arts? It's a tool of self progression. So we train martial arts to be better people. So I live by it. And it's just like, you know, anyone can get fit and get in shape, but it's a totally mental game. MMA, it like no other sport makes you think so deep and like pick apart your own mind, because you know, end of the day we're learning violence, but we're not violent people at all. So it's just yeah. No, I always did the. It's important to be, if you're going to be a martial artist, it's important to be a good person, you know. So you got to work on your mind, and it's you look at Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was an absolute specimen, but he was damn intelligent, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Absolute genius. And that was the martial arts for him. Martial arts just weren't about throwing some ninja kicks and stuff like that. It was just about being the best Bruce Lee, you know. Really intelligent guy. So I just work on myself, you know. I ain't perfect. A little bit crazy, but like martial arts just helps me be a better person, you know.
Well, what's pretty cool, man, you know, what's pretty awesome as well is that you're starting to see the UFC really pull a lot of talent in from everywhere, like from all over the place. You know, they seem to have the UFC seems to have a keen interest in the fighters and the champions at Cage Warriors. And then there's been a lot of other fighters from other promotions, like all around the world, like Norma Dumont. Norma Dumont, the featherweight, she came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there seems to be a lot. The UFC is eyeing all types of talent, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you keep racking up wins, man, you're gonna be noticed.
This is the thing. I'm thinking like a lot of fighters are thinking Cage Warriors is the only platform to go UFC, and it seems if you're a British fighter and you want to get to UFC, the most direct route does seem to be Cage Warriors. But the fighters need more options. We can't really have monopolies just running the sport. So this is why I'm really excited with Contenders right now. They're doing big things. They've got big plans. And who's to say that they're not going to be the next promotion feeding into the UFC? Because they bloody well could be. And that's what I see. That's, you know, with this big move to the fights in Florida, that's where I've seen the opportunity. It's like I'd like to grow as this promotion grows, you know. So hopefully in like a few years' time, you will be seeing fighters on Contenders go through to the UFC.
Yeah. I mean, you guys are worthy over there, man. Great fights, great fighters. Like if there was a strawweight fight, a title fight, on the last Contenders card, I believe, man. It was a huge strawweight fight. It might have been a card before. It might have been the card where Scott was on.
Yes. Women's fight. We had it was the EF. I think the blonde lady. I forget. I could pull up Tapology in front of me. But the blonde lady. She was the EFC world champion. And she thought, you know what, I'm gonna pull it up. We need Jamie here, you know. Pull that up.
Yeah, we need young Jamie.
Right. So it was a Wozniak versus Wojcik. I'm probably the Polish name, so I'm pronouncing that wrong. I know it will be. But so that was a good fight. Went the distance, and then Ewelina Wozniak won on a split decision, and then Karolina Wojcik was the EFC world champion at the time. So that's you know, that's a big status. EFC is a huge platform in South Africa, and you know you're seeing some of them go through to UFC as well now.
Right. Well, man, I'm excited, Richard. Man, I don't know. I know. you probably don't feel these same. You feel a whole different set of jitters because you're going to actually be the one in there fighting. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this fight. I'll be tuned into this fight, watching this fight. And I'd love to see you go out here, man, and just do what Richard Mearns does, man. Go out here and fucking dominate, bro. Any closing thoughts here? Any of your last thoughts before we get this thing wrapped up, man, about this fight or anything?
Well, I just want to say big thanks to all my training partners at BST. Like, your teammates are so important to you. So, like, the progression is important as my progression. They level up, I get to level up. Your team's got to level up together. So, of course, that's my brother, Tom Mearns, Nick Hayes, my coach, Raymond Poole, my coach, Danny Banton, Jordan Vucenic, Asan, who's also going to be fun on the show. Hadi. I'm not going to reel them off because there's too many guys, but they know who they are. The whole team at BST, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Northampton. I really think in give it a year or so, people are going to be looking at that as one of the best gyms in the UK. With the gym's been through a lot. It's made a lot of changes. They keep going. So shout out to Greg Lunn, who runs the place as well. Like, what a guy that he is. And then who else? My brother Tom. Going to give him a shout out.
Of course.
And yeah, just it's a strange time. So hope all the Johnson family are doing all right and keeping themselves
doing fine, man.
From COVID.
Oh yeah.
Make sure you're taking your vitamin D as well. I don't know if you listened to Donda Rock Patrick on Joe Rogan. Did you?
Yes.
If you didn't, the vitamin D is important. Don't watch the news. The news is not important. That's just bullshit.
Yeah, man. I've been given that vitamin D too.
Yeah. Hey. Yeah, man. See, not been socially distant it soon. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm glad you was able to catch that. Man. I'm glad you was able to catch that all the way over in the UK, bro. Nah, man. I'm just, keeping my parents, trying to keep them inside, trying to keep them, away from this. Cause, we don't need any of that. But, thank God that nobody in my family has contracted COVID or nothing like that. I'm excited. I'm happy about that.
Yeah. So things seem to be getting back to normal. So it's all good, man. All good.
Yeah. I'm happy, man. But go ahead, man.
I don't know. I'll just give any final thoughts. I think that covers it, really. I'll do all my speaking when I get in the cage.
That's right. That's right.
Thanks. It's been great hooking up with you again. So yeah, thanks for having me on.
Man, these pre-fight podcasts that we do, man, before your fights, man, they're awesome because you go down the rabbit hole, man, and I'm following you down the rabbit hole. I love it, bro. I love it, man. But hey guys, be on the lookout for Richard Mearns' upcoming fight, guys. I will be covering that fight. And of course I will get Richard back on here post-fight. So he can strategically walk me through this fight just like he did his last one. I love when that happens. The best sessions afterwards. Yeah. But Richard, man, I appreciate you coming on, bro.
I appreciate you having me on. So yeah, thank you very much. And have a great Sunday. Yeah,
absolutely.
Enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch up with you after the fight.
Absolutely, man. This is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA. Guys, go give Richard Mearns a follow on Facebook. Add him, he's a nice guy. He'll add you as a friend back. And we are out of here, guys. Peace out.
Peace out. See ya.